Well, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to edgeTI's channel, integrating a connected intelligence platform to greatly increase operational efficiency. Joining us to discuss, Nick, the Vice President of Products Sales, is going to be diving us into the investor presentation today to give us a real high-level overview of the company and what's going on under the hood there. So first and foremost, welcome back, sir.
Hey, Kyle, great to see you again, and glad to be able to take investors today through our message and positioning.
I definitely appreciate you taking the time to do this as well. So I'm going to hand the reins over to you and let you kind of just dive into this and walk us through this, good sir.
Great, thanks, Kyle. All right, well, we'll get kicked off here and let the technology catch up. All right, so very pleased to talk with you all today. What I really want to focus in is the present message and opportunity that when I think about our buyers is available to them, and we'll translate that in what that means to investors as well. But the big thing sitting for everybody out there is the future of business operations. For years, we've been using technology and software and data and putting them together. And for many years, it's existed in silos. So the common picture that we hear from executives that buy our products are, I can't see my business. When I do see my business, it's an old picture. Like, could you imagine driving your car with a GPS or driving it through a rear view mirror? Yet every day, many businesses, when their data is not connected and their applications are connected, that's what they're left with. The reality that we live in today is we have a lot more technology, a lot more capabilities, and new capabilities like EdgeCore, our key platform that'll bring these things together so people can begin to see their information in real time, make better choices, be more efficient, and produce better results for their investors. The opportunity for the investors, that's what we'll dive into here, but I'll give you some background as we step through those items. So, standard disclaimer, I'll give you 2 seconds to read that, or you can freeze your frame and go to take a look at it. Let me give you a background about Edge Technologies. We're really focused these days, and I have to say that while we've always connected data, while we've always connected innovations, we've really taken a sharp focus on the opportunity in and around organizations as they embrace AI. AI has just become a very hot topic right now in the industry. There are many companies that are out there, and we'll dissect that a little bit. But the thing is, they're difficult to deploy and they're difficult to scale out there. Our software helps AI succeed and quickly deliver returns for customers that are embracing these technologies. Just like an athlete that might take sports enhancing equipment and use different tricks to help them perform better, that's really the role of our technology. We make AI work. We make folks that are trying to embrace AI, make them successful. One of the great things about us, and this is really present in AI, there's a lot of science project companies that are out there. They don't have big name customers. They don't have big projects. We've been around doing this work for some time, and our customers are the Fortune 500 and US government agencies that are out there. And the way folks are using our technology hits a wide variety of use cases in industries. We're in banking, we're in healthcare, we're in manufacturing, we're in defense, we're in Veterans Administration, hospitals. So there's lots of beachheads there in multiple industries that are ready to expand. The next bit, I would say, is we have been, everybody gets put into a bucket, basically, in the software industry. I'm a data, I'm a BI company, I'm a this, I'm a that. Well, there's a new market that's been growing in popularity out there called digital twins. In fact, we saw a lot of stuff this last week on digital twins with another company out there that focuses on, can I see where equipment is on a manufacturing floor? I believe Versus is their name. Real popular stock here for the last couple of weeks out there. This market is growing at a 40% growth rate. And unlike that's just not a 2-year look, it's reaching all the way out to 2031. So this is a long period market. And oddly enough, it paces almost the exact same growth rate as AI. So they're a natural fit with one another. We think that's great. As far as the cap structure, we're tightly held. The original investors are still engaged as part of this. We're really growing at this point our investor base of folks that want to join us on this journey and grow. And we'll hit also, before we're done today, the go-to-market approach, how we're going to create fast growth in the company and move forward. So a popular analogy that we often use to explain this is where we are in a period of time so that you can connect with the message is like the old gold rush. And the point is there was a lot of folks mining for gold. A lot of them went belly up, didn't make it rich, but the folks that were handing out picks and shovels, they made a killing. They did great. They did wonderful in that. When we look at AI companies globally, CB Insights that tracks all the venture capital that's flying around, last 5 years, going back to 2018, almost 13,000 companies have consumed almost $200 billion in capital. Some have already been acquired. Some just didn't have enough runway to get there, very much like the miners. But out of that AI, the big question is who's making the AI companies and the customers using AI successful? That's what we do. We're that performance enhancing thing that gets the project, that gets the wins over the line for customers. And we're far less companies that are building picks and shovels than there are AI companies out there. So that's the opportunity that we have for investors that are looking for something that gets them close to AI, but puts you on the winning side of AI to grow their portfolios in that. So let's talk a little bit about the companies that are around us. Let's talk about the breadth of what's out there. We build software that puts AI, very, very important area, automation and digital innovation, which folks have been talking about transformation. We help put that to work. It's happening in government. Some of our customers in that area are the Veterans Affairs in and around their hospitals. Department of Energy is a new customer that joined us just this year with that. U.S. Air Force, new wins with them last year as part of JADC2. And we also have New York City Department of Information Technology. Imagine being one of the world's largest cities and having 100 different divisions that you have to coordinate. And that's what they're able to do with our equipment. Other folks out there, service providers, Accenture, number one, consultancy, outsourcing provider, ADP, largest payroll processor in the world at this point out there. Also, we see government integrators that are part of that. And then large enterprise, think of like the largest, non-state-owned bank like JP Morgan Chase uses the technology significantly across their operations to be profitable, push forward, and even Motorola Solutions. Think about all the first responder networks out there that globally that live on Motorola radios and technology. All of that stuff is being enabled by our software. So key thing, real customers, big customers, scales, tremendous opportunity for growth for us. Our customers love us. Many of them have been using our technology for years. What do they talk about? Things that they talk about is I'm able to achieve things that I've never been able to do in the past. I'm able to do that in technology. I'm able to do that in business. I'm able to do that in particularly financial services. If you're a service provider where, hey, your end customer isn't somebody sitting at home, it's another business. I'm doing the financial operations for somebody. I'm doing payroll processing. The ability to do that across multiple customers, keep them happy, keep delivering against SLAs. All of those are win-win-wins for our customers. What that means to us is longevity for these customers, incredibly sticky situations, and because you're winning in areas for them, they're willing to expand into other use cases. So high growth internally is typically is what happens with our longer term customers that are out there. So let's talk about recognition. We made that point. So digital twin certainly is the parallel growth market to that. The key thing I want to point out to you here is while we see this thing on a software level growing from 2 billion to 35 billion out there, on top of that is the services market. And very much like we saw in ERP and other sectors, there are channel partners out there that make their revenues by deploying software. So that service opportunity points to there's a large system integrator community, folks that we're already connected with that are getting behind these technologies, much like we saw them wrap behind RPA with folks like UiPath and Blue Prism out there. They're now gravitating to what will be their digital twin practice that's out there, and we're working with them. Better yet, key technology analysts out there, Gartner. These are the folks that our buyers go to for research and recommendations that out there. We were named at the end of the year, beginning of the year, right at the cusp of the holidays there, in their technology impact radar for digital twins, but also a market guide which featured the key companies that they had that they thought were going to set the future of digital twin of an organization. So they were great accolades. It's helping customers get over that. Should I work with a small company? These kind of technical accolades help buyers get over that mark and over the bridge. So, being recognized is one thing. Having great customers is part of it. We have to go to the platform to understand really what's different and what's out there. Working with AI companies and working with other digital innovations, looking across what analysts have put together, we've identified what are the 7 capabilities that folks need to be successful, need to have a firm grasp of in order to be successful. edgeTI in its EdgeCore platform has all 7 of these capabilities. And there are other big companies, much bigger, that have those, but they tend to be more complex. They tend to take longer to build. They tend to require you to buy 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 different products inside their portfolio. Whereas with edgeTI, we have our EdgeCore platform. All 7 of these features come together. What that means less risk, easier integration, quicker time to build, faster time to value, and will make us a preferential solution for customers looking to make use of both AI and digital twins going forward. Great. So let's talk about financials and key metrics. Currently, the way we track our progress is we look at, what is our monthly recurring revenue? We are a subscription software-based company. Our average sale right now is ARR is about 287,000. What we look at every day is, hey, what is our monthly revenue, recurring revenue? Are we growing that? As we're adding customers, it just pays forward. And what that does is when I look at the next year, if I'm increasing my MRR and I'm clipping a new level, say I've got $1 million of MRR leaving December, that means as I open to the next year, I've got 12 million sold among that customer base. And that's just the nature of the ramp of subscription revenues that are there. It's very similar to SaaS. Today, we're not a SaaS offering. There's a little bit of backlash against SaaS offerings because SaaS offerings, you bear all the cost of the cloud activity, all the storage costs, all of that. You typically you'll run less gross margins as a SaaS provider than you will as, hey, customer, you deploy it where you want. And very often we're dealing with very sensitive data. And our folks often will put it not in the cloud. They'll run it in their own private cloud or own version like that. So deployment flexibility is real key. The key thing that we're showing here is, we will knock down and continue to grow the business with our existing customer. We're showing 2 graphs here. Part of that is we are looking at how do we accelerate this because the AI opportunity that's there, and it's a very, very different growth curve, but one we believe that it's possible. So the other thing I want to point out that's underpinning of this, and this is like IP. So yeah, you've got a platform, but what's the intellectual property? The intellectual property is we've integrated over 225 different systems. These are systems that store data, they run your financials, they run everything in our customer's environment, and makes us one of the most connectable platforms in the market. So let's talk about growth. On our growth plan, really what we're looking at in this area is staying on top of the transformation initiatives that customers are working with from an AI perspective. There's so many different angles that customers can push on AI. We've got to stay really close to them, and we got to know what are they putting into motion. So as we do that, and as we look, well, how are you going to create growth? Well, one thing is we need to amp up sales and marketing to increase and manage pipeline. That's just a given to what's out there. The other thing is with an ARR at 287, we're also looking to introduce new products this year, call them starter kits, just for simple purposes. The ability to bring those out and make that process of adopting and beginning to build and use on edgeTI, make that a lot easier. The other thing that's going to help us grow is continue to double down with systems integrators and relationships with original equipment manufacturers to use our products to wrap around their technology to go to market. And that'll increase both our scale and most importantly for buyers is they really, really, really appreciate and want that domain expertise that a system integrator will bring to market. We are not masters of financial, wizardry and prediction that may happen in a financial services group, but there are system integrators that have that knowledge, our technology, their knowledge together, going in together into that creates a great opportunity for growth. And the last bit is, and you've seen this across recent releases by us, most recently ChatGPT, generative AI, the ability to integrate AI technologies seamlessly into operations and quicker. The ChatGPT has been a big win for us. A lot of feedback from clients, a lot of excitement from them, and being able to put that together. So that kind of hits the highlights. I believe last week I introduced you to the management team out there and the different roles, and I think that probably tops it off. The key kind of closing slide that I would come back to, Kyle, is the opportunities now, and what we see is a really, really long range. This digital innovation is going to continue. We had BI software, we had AI ML, cyber comes and goes based on the latest threats that are out there. Data mesh or data fabric is becoming really popular. We're having generative AI, quantum computing, security applications is probably a 30-year market that's going to come and go as technical advances. What we have been able to show over 20 years through all of this is our platform is able to be relevant, and helps bridge all of these new technologies back to the old world. It makes us a great choice. So the key investment opportunity, just to summarize, Kyle, is there are many bets you can make in AI. We're a bet that you can make in the folks that are making AI successful. Much smaller window, much smaller audience, and probably a great addition to your portfolios as you're looking at new technologies.
Well, on that note, I definitely appreciate these insights, and I'm going to implore all the audience and investors that are watching this to consider subscribing, because as news comes down the wire, we're going to continue to update you here, and let us know what you think in that comment section below. But on that note, as always, we look forward to catching you in the next one.